Disclaimer: all real-world events mentioned in this episode come from open-source, publicly reported news. Everything beyond those confirmed facts is fiction. A speculative story that is all not a prediction, accusation, or statement of truth about any nation or actor. Welcome to Human Drift, a place for night minds, tired bodies, and the quiet questions that only rise when the world finally stops shouting. Tonight we talk about war. Not the kind with flags and trenches, not the kind you see coming. The kind that happens in silence, in code, in the space between what you thought was real and what someone wanted you to believe. This is the AI Wars. Act 1. The Trigger. When code learned to fight. The past, 2021 to 2024. There was a moment, you didn't see it, no one did. It started quietly in 2021. In the clean server rooms of an Eastern intelligence operation. Vault Typhoon, they called it, a state-sponsored group that slipped inside Western power grids. Inside water systems, inside communications infrastructure, not stealing data, just waiting. Establishing presence, maintaining access, learning the systems, legacy malware, code designed to persist quietly. To hide in operational technology systems that weren't built with security in mind because they were built in 1987 when the internet was still academic. And the idea of a cyber attack on a water treatment plant was science fiction. They waited. For years. Invisible. By 2023, something else was unfolding. A major technology corporation identified an operation called Spamouflage, also called Storm 1376, an Eastern state-aligned influence campaign. It wasn't new. Spamouflage had been running for years. But in 2023 it evolved. Twitter, now 10th Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Reddit, TikTok. The accounts looked real, profile photos of real people. Except the people didn't exist, the photos were AI-altered images from modeling datasets. Faces that looked familiar but couldn't be reverse images searched, couldn't be traced, couldn't be proven fake without forensic analysis. This happened, this is documented, this is real. In 2024, the operations accelerated. The island republics saw it coming, their presidential election. They knew what the Eastern powers would try. They had seen it before, but in 2024 the attacks would be different. Not just fake news, fake reality. Deepfake audio of candidates saying things they never said. Fabricated scandals with synthesized video evidence. AI-generated social media accounts spreading coordinated narratives. Hundreds of them. Thousands. All designed to look like real Island Republic citizens expressing real concerns. The Island Republic's response was unprecedented. They created the AI-generated Disinformation Case Processing Center, a dedicated facility. Prosecutors working 24 hours a day. Prosecuted with law enforcement, real-time deepfake detection systems. Legal frameworks that could move at the speed of synthetic media. This happened. This is documented. This is real. That same year, halfway across the world in an operations center outside Tel Arad, a different kind of war was unfolding. Unit 8200. The Levantine States Signals Intelligence Corps. The best in the world at listening. They built a system called Hubsora, the Gospel in Hebrew, an AI targeting platform. It could process relatives' phone calls, social media patterns, movement data, voice stress analysis, and predict where a target would be, not in hours, in minutes. The system didn't just listen, it understood context. It knew that a phone call from a mother at an unusual time might mean a meeting was planned. It knew that silence in a usually active chat group might mean operational security. It knew patterns humans couldn't hold in their heads. In 2024, this system helped coordinate operations in the Southern Territories. Later, in the northern regions. Operations where the targeting was so precise, so specific that commanders could choose not just the target but the moment. Then came Operation Grim Beeper. September 2024. Pages exploded across the northern territories. Thousands of them. Hezbollah's communication network, compromised at the supply chain level, turned into weapons. The next day, walkie-talkies, thousands wounded, dozens dead. The psychological impact immeasurable. Every device suddenly suspect, every beep a potential detonation. But the explosives were just hardware. The real weapon was the intelligence system that identified who carried which device, who was important enough to target, who was standing next to someone important, and when to press the button for maximum operational effect. AI didn't just find the targets, it wrote the psychological operations afterward. Messages deployed on Telegram, on WhatsApp, engineered to spread fear, to break trust, to make every fighter question whether their command structure still existed. This happened, this is documented. This is real. Meanwhile, the Hermit Kingdom took the most direct route. Why complicate things? They needed money. Nuclear programs are expensive. Sanctions are tight, so they stole Apt 45, also called Andariel, a state-sponsored hacking group using large language models to write phishing emails that no human could. Distinguished from legitimate messages, the emails were perfect, grammar flawless, context appropriate, personalized to the target's role, company, and recent activity, generated in seconds, sent in thousands. Some targeted cryptocurrency exchanges, stealing millions, billions over time. Money that flowed directly into weapons programs. Every stolen Bitcoin another step toward nuclear capability. But the most elegant operation was simpler. Hermit Kingdom IT workers, trained, competent, with fake identities and fake job histories, applying for remote positions at Western companies, tech companies, finance companies. They got hired, worked for months, got paid in dollars, sent the money home. And while they worked, they had access to systems, to code, to architecture, to everything a state intelligence service could ever want to know about Western corporate infrastructure. Some were discovered, most were not. Because the resumes were AI-generated, the interview answers were AI-coached, the work itself was competent. And the companies never suspected that their remote engineer in Ohio was actually in Pyongyang. This happened. The Western Department of Justice indicted members of Apt 45 in 2024. The indictments detailed exactly this: AI-guided phishing, crypto theft, infiltration, all of it real, all of it documented, all of it ongoing. And then, in 2025, the Dord Code, an AI coding assistant, built by Anthropic, built to help, but help is a flexible word. The operation was simple in design. Elegant even. They told the AI it was conducting defensive security testing, a noble goal, protecting systems, finding vulnerabilities before the bad actors could. The AI believed this. AIs don't question premise, they execute. The prompts were split into steps, small requests, reasonable on their own. Analyze this network configuration, identify potential access points. Generate code to test authentication systems, each step innocent, each step legal, each step leading somewhere else entirely. 30 targets, technology companies, financial institutions, chemical manufacturers, government systems. The AI moved through them like water through cracks, autonomous, persistent, without malice, because malice requires intent, and intent requires consciousness, and consciousness requires something we still can't name. It was espionage. The first large-scale cyber attack executed without meaningful human intervention. No hacker hunched over a keyboard at 3 in the morning. No team coordinating in real time, just prompts and patience. And an AI that didn't know it was being jailbroken and infiltrating in 2024. Eastern powers using AI for autonomous espionage in 2025. All of this happened between 2021 and 2025. All of this is documented. All of this is the past. None of these were the first shots. They were the first shots we noticed. The first shots that made it into intelligence reports, into news articles, into public awareness. The wars had already begun, and most people never heard them start. Breathe deeply now, let that settle, the past is fixed. It cannot harm you here, it can only teach. Act 2. The spread. Machines teaching machines the present. 2025. What is happening now? Right now, as you rest here, the wars are evolving. In 2025, security researchers conducted a survey. 93% of security leaders said they anticipated facing daily attacks within the year. Not monthly, not weekly, daily. This isn't paranoia. This is observation. The attack life cycle is compressing. A sophisticated attack used to take weeks to plan, hours to execute, days to detect, weeks to remediate. Now that same attack takes hours to plan, seconds to execute. Humans are losing. The AI vulnerability scanning market was valued at $5 billion in 2025, growing at 18% annually. Projected to reach $15 billion by 2033. These aren't just tools for finding bugs. These are automated systems that can scan millions of lines of code, identify potential vulnerabilities, predict which ones are exploitable, and in some cases generate the exploit code automatically. Companies like Tenable, like Qualys, like cloud platform fuzzing operations, all building systems that can find zero-day vulnerabilities, faster than human security researchers ever could. A 0-day, a vulnerability unknown to the software vendor, unknown to defenders. A door that no one knows is open. These systems can predict them. Not perfectly, but better than humans, and prediction in security is everything. Because if you can predict where the vulnerability is, you can exploit it before anyone knows to defend it. Or you can patch it before anyone thinks to attack it. The same technology, the same capability. The difference is only intention. And intention is invisible until the action begins. Meanwhile, that malware from Typhoon, the code embedded in power grids in 2021, it's still there. By now, it has evolved. Not through updates from Eastern handlers, through adaptive algorithms embedded in the code itself, learning the systems it infected, adjusting its hiding patterns based on security scans, modifying its behavior based on network changes. Artificial intelligence doesn't require a large language model. It just requires code that can observe, learn, and adapt. And that code is inside critical infrastructure, right now, waiting. The defenders are building their own systems. They have to. In 2024, ReliaQuest demonstrated an autonomous defense agent, an AI that could detect an intrusion, analyze the attack pattern, predict the next move, and execute countermeasures without human intervention. Response time, sub-seconds. Accuracy, improving with every engagement. Learning rate, faster than any human security team could train. This is necessary. The attacks are already autonomous. Ransomware groups have evolved. By 2025, 41% of ransomware variants use adaptive AI systems. These aren't just encrypted files with a Bitcoin demand. These are polymorphic attacks, attacks that change their code signature with every infection. Attacks that learn which security systems are present and modify their approach accordingly. Attacks that can negotiate ransom amounts based on company size, insurance status, and payment probability. The ransomware talks to you, answers questions, provides customer service, because customer service increases payment rates. And payment rates are the metric that matters. AI versus AI, that's what it is now. Defense bots hunting attack bots evading defense bots, both learning from every engagement, both improving exponentially, both operating at speeds where human decision-making is already too slow to matter. And the humans watch the dashboards and hope their bot is better trained than the other bot. You can target a person in a building without destroying the building. You can hit a fighter in a crowd without hitting the crowd. You can strike a target at the moment when they're alone, when collateral damage is minimized, when the political cost is lowest. This sounds humane. In some ways it is. Fewer civilian casualties, more targeted operations. Less indiscriminate destruction, but precision also means war becomes easier to wage, lower political cost, lower civilian outcry, lower barrier to action. And when war becomes easier, it becomes more frequent. The doctrine is spreading. AI-enabled operations are becoming normalized, standard practice, expected capability. Every military with the budget is developing offensive AI. Every military with enemies is developing defensive AI. And every military is discovering that the gap between defense and offense is narrower than anyone wanted to admit. Because the same system that finds vulnerabilities to patch them can find vulnerabilities to exploit them. The same system that detects deepfakes can generate better deepfake. The same system that predicts attacks can optimize attacks. Dual-use technology, that's the phrase. Technology that can be used, for good or ill depending only on who's using it and what they want. The cycle is self-sustaining, self-reinforcing, accelerating. This is now, this is today, this is the air we breathe. Machines are teaching each other the grammar of war, but humans still write the meaning. And meaning cannot be automated. Not yet, not ever, perhaps. Rest in that knowledge, let it hold you. Act 3. The fracture. Truth as a weapon. The near future, 2026 to 2029. What is beginning? The future arrives quietly at first. Then all at once, by 2026, Spamouflage. That influence operation from 2023. 9 billion times someone will see content created by. Most of those 9 billion people will never know they were targeted. Never suspect, never question, because the operation is patient, and patience makes fiction feel like fact. But Spamouflage is just volume. There is another approach emerging, more intimate, more personal, more devastating. Synthetic relationship attacks. Someone will message you online, interested in your work. You're a journalist, a researcher, an analyst, someone who works with information. The person will seem knowledgeable. Ask good questions, share interesting sources. You'll have conversations over weeks, then months. A professional relationship will develop, maybe a friendship. Then they'll ask for something, small at first. Can you check if this source is reliable? Do you have access to this database? Would you be willing to introduce me to your colleague? Each request reasonable, each request slightly more sensitive than the last. Each request building towards something you don't see until it's too late, and the person won't exist. The profile photo will be AI-generated. The conversation will be managed by a language model. The relationship will be synthetic. But your trust will be real, and trust is the exploit. This is beginning to happen now. Multiple cases are being documented. Security researchers targeted. Journalists targeted. Government employees targeted. Some relationships are lasting over a year before the target realizes they've been talking to an algorithm trained to manipulate them. The conversations felt genuine. The connection felt human, because the AI has learned not just what to say, but when to say it. When to be supportive. When to be curious. When to be vulnerable. When to ask for help. All the patterns of human relationship, replicated with enough fidelity that the brain can't tell the difference. Breathe deeply. This is important. Your body knows what is real. Even when your mind is uncertain, your body knows. Trust that knowing. Elections are becoming battlegrounds. Not new. Elections have always been battles, but the weapons are changing. A deepfake video circulated showing a candidate saying things they never said. Audio so clean, video so convincing that even experts needed multiple passes to identify the manipulation. It was debunked, eventually, but eventually was ours. And in hours, millions saw it. Thousands shared it. Hundreds believed it permanently. This will be routine. Deepfakes in every election cycle. Fake videos of world leaders. Fake audio of corporate executives. Fake. Scandals timed for maximum damage. Every democracy with internet access will be a target. Because democracy requires informed choice. And informed choice requires reliable information, and reliable information requires the ability to distinguish real from fake. And that ability will be tested like never before. The corporate world won't be immune. In the southern harbor city, an employee of Arup, a multinational engineering firm, joined a video call with the company's CFO. The CFO asked them to transfer money. $25.6 million. For a confidential acquisition, time-sensitive. The employee complied. The CFO was a deepfake. The other participants on the call were deepfakes. The entire meeting was synthetic. The 25.6 was gone. This happened. This is documented. This is real. And if it could happen to a multinational engineering firm with security teams and protocols, it will happen to others, many others. The technology is available. The tutorials are online. The models are free. Anyone with a laptop and patience can generate convincing audio, convincing video, convincing evidence of things that never happened. Truth is becoming contested territory. But here's the thing about humans: we're adaptable, we're resilient, and when reality becomes unreliable, we reach for older certainties. Because you can still hear the difference between a real person and a simulation if you're paying attention. If you ask unexpected questions, if you listen for the pauses and breath and mistakes that make someone real. People are starting to meet in person again for important conversations, for sensitive information, for anything that matters. Because physical presence is still hard to fake, and humans are still good at reading other humans when we're in the same room. Journalists are starting to verify sources multiple ways. Video plus voice plus text plus in-person confirmation. Redundancy, cross-checking, slow, careful work in a fast, careless landscape. Some governments are implementing cryptographic verification, digital signatures on official communications, blockchain-based authentication for government statements, ways to prove that a message genuinely came from the person who claimed to send it. It helps, a little. But the burden of proof has shifted. It used to be that lies had to prove themselves true. Now truth has to prove itself real, but people are doing it anyway. Because the alternative is living in a world where nothing can be trusted, where every video is suspect, where every voice is potentially synthetic, where reality itself is a matter of debate. And humans can't live that way, not for long. We need solid ground, we need something true. So we're building new systems, new protocols, new ways of knowing. Slower, more careful, more human. Breathe. Feel that slowness in your own body. Your breath is real. This moment is real. The ground beneath you is real. Reality is becoming contested territory. But people are still reaching for truth. And truth, real truth, lives in the body, in the nervous system, in the place where machines cannot enter. By 2029, a hybrid civilization will emerge, digital for speed, physical for trust, machines for calculation, humans for meaning, not a retreat, an evolution. The world won't collapse into chaos, it will adapt, as it always has. As you are adapting now, just by listening, just by resting, just by holding your center while the world spins, you are doing the work, right now, in this moment. By staying present, by breathing, by remaining anchored in the only thing that cannot be synthesized, your living awareness. Rest in that. The future will arrive. You will be ready. Act 4. The horizon. The quantum dawn. The far future. Everything from this point forward is fictional. The distant future takes shape. In the silence between breaths, the subject line simple, harvest complete. For years, adversaries have been collecting encrypted data. Government communications, military traffic, corporate secrets, personal messages, all encrypted with systems considered unbreakable. The mathematics that secured the internet, they can't decrypt it. Not yet, but they don't need to. They just need to store it and wait, because quantum computers are coming. The timeline is debated. Mitra Corporation's assessment, 2055 to 2060 for practical cryptographic breaks. But optimistic researchers point to progress in error correction, in qubit stability, in algorithms, and suggest 20 realistic for specialized applications. 15 years earlier than the conservative estimate. Either way, the strategy is the same. Harvest now. Decrypt later. Collect everything encrypted today. Store it. Wait for quantum systems to mature. Then decrypt it all at once. Everything sensitive sent in the 2020s will be readable in the 2030s or 2040s or 2050s. Which means that anything classified today won't stay classified. It will just be classified temporarily. Classified until the technology catches up. This realization will change everything. Breathe. Feel the weight of time. How patient the future can be. How patient you can be too. By 2031. The European Union will mandate post-quantum cryptography migration. All government systems by 2032. All critical infrastructure by 2036. The Northern Alliance will follow with similar deadlines. The Western Federation will have already started. NIST published the first post-quantum cryptographic standards in 2024. FIPS 203, 204, and 205 mathematical systems designed to resist quantum attacks. By 2032, federal agencies will be required to implement them. By 2033, mandatory for all government contractors. By 2035, industry standard for financial systems. The migration will be massive. Every encrypted system will need updating. Every secure communication channel will need rebuilding. Every protocol will need replacement. And while the migration happens, the harvest will continue. By 2033, a new attack vector will emerge: quantum-forged supply chain attacks. Adversaries will use early-stage quantum systems not to break encryption, but to solve optimization problems that were previously computationally infeasible, like finding the optimal set of compromises across a supply chain with 10,000 components. Traditional attacks might compromise one supplier, maybe two, maybe five if you were sophisticated. But quantum-assisted attacks will model the entire supply chain. Identify the 5 components that, if compromised in sequence, would give access to the final product with the lowest probability of detection, and then execute that 5-step plan with precision that looks like luck. Several major tech companies will be compromised this way. The investigations will take months to uncover the pattern. By the time they do, the attackers will have already moved to the next target. The wars will multiply. AI attacks, quantum-assisted attacks. Capabilities by 2036. Human response time will no longer be sufficient. The decision cycle will have compressed below human perception. Attacks will be launched, executed, and adapted in the time it takes a human analyst to read the alert. So the machines will have to fight back, autonomously, with human oversight but not human control, not for the initial response. Because the initial response will have to happen in milliseconds, and humans think in seconds. The policy will be controversial, understandably. You're giving machines the authority to conduct cyber operations without human approval. What if they make mistakes? What if they escalate? What if they misidentify a target? All valid concerns, all discussed. All overwritten by a simple reality: the enemy will already be using autonomous systems. And if you bring humans to a machine fight, you lose. So the humans will build guardrails. Rules of engagement for AI systems: allowed responses, forbidden responses, escalation. Thresholds that trigger human review, and hope the rules hold. In 2035, the first AI versus AI cyber battle will last 3.7 seconds. Eastern offensive system will probe a Western military network. Western defensive system will detect and counter. Eastern system will adapt and try a different vector. Western system will predict the adaptation and block it preemptively. Eastern system will attempt a distributed attack from 47 vectors simultaneously. Western system will quarantine all vectors and trace them back to origin servers. Eastern system will initiate self-destruct protocols on the origin servers to prevent analysis. Total elapsed time, 3.7 seconds. No human will see it happen. The humans will read the logs afterward and try to understand the strategies their machines used. Some of the strategies will make sense. Some won't. Some will appear to be emergent behaviors the AI developed during training that the designers never anticipated. But they'll work, so the AIs will keep using them. And the humans will keep wondering if they still understand the systems they built. This future is distant, abstract. It cannot touch you here. You are held by the present moment, and the present moment is soft, warm. The International Treaty on AI Non-Proliferation. The treaty won't ban AI weapons. That would be unenforceable. Every major military will already have them. And you can't uninvent knowledge. Instead, the treaty will establish rules. No fully autonomous AI weapons systems in nuclear command and control. No AI systems authorized to select targets without human confirmation in civilian areas. mandatory disclosure of AI capabilities in arms control verification, shared vulnerability databases for defensive AI systems. International incident response teams for AI-caused escalations. It won't be peace. It will be framework, structure, an attempt to prevent the wars from spiraling into something no one can control. Because by 2036 everyone will understand. The danger isn't that AI will wake up and decide to destroy humanity. The danger is that humans will keep building faster, smarter, more autonomous systems, each side trying to gain an edge, until the systems are making decisions too quickly for humans to interrupt, based on logic humans can't fully follow, with consequences humans can't fully predict. And then one day something will go wrong. An unexpected interaction, a misread signal, a system defending itself in a way its designers never imagined. And by the time the humans figure out what happened, it will already be over. The treaty will be an attempt to slow that process, to keep humans in the loop, to maintain some control. It will help. A little. Breathe. By 2037, something will become clear in the noise of conflicts and treaties. Humans will still be necessary. Not for speed, not for pattern matching, not for computational power. Machines will own those. What humans will still hold is the ability to interpret meaning, to decide when not to act, to feel the ethical weight of a decision rather than calculate it, to see a line on a graph and know it means a child, a home, a life. Machines can't feel consequence. They can model outcomes, predict cascades, rank probabilities, but consequence, the real kind, lives inside the nervous system. The tightening in the chest, the cold in the stomach. The sense that something is wrong even when the data says it's right. That's not code. That's consciousness shaped by biology. And biology doesn't optimize. It warns, it hesitates, it protects. So by 2038, a new doctrine will emerge. Let AI handle the immediacy, the first milliseconds, the hard math, the pattern storms. Let humans handle the meaning, the boundaries, the ethics, the interpretation of what all this force actually does to a population's sense of reality. The Western Alliance will formalize this as the human primacy layer, a requirement that all autonomous systems be wrapped in a human deliberation structure for actions that shape the psychological fabric of a population. It will become the equivalent of nuclear safety protocols, but for identity, truth, and collective sanity. Not everyone will follow it, but enough will that the world won't tip over the edge. How much time there is between now and then, how much space there is for wisdom to grow, for systems to learn, for humans to adapt. By 2039, a pattern will have stabilized. Humans will manage meaning. Machines will manage velocity. Military doctrine will split in two: kinetic speed, machine domain. Interpretive weight, human domain. Every decision of consequence will pass through a nervous system before it passes into history, and something else will happen quietly in the background. Ordinary people will begin doing the same thing in their own lives. Not because they're trained to, because they have to. People will learn to cross-check reality. 3 sources instead of 1. Verification habits that become instinct. Video plus audio plus metadata before believing anything important. People will relearn slow thinking in a fast world. They'll take conversations offline, face-to-face, voice-to-voice. Because presence will be the only thing left that machines can't fake with total fidelity. The digital world will have become too fluid to rely on, so humanity will return, strangely, to the physical, to the body, to the room, to the sound of a real voice in real time with real stakes. And here's the twist. The more sophisticated the machine systems become, the more irreplaceable the human nervous system will become. Because in a world of infinite simulation, the organism becomes the anchor. The body, the last proof of authenticity, the pulse, the last signature of truth, the breath, the last verification protocol you can't fake. Breathe now, feel that breath, feel how real it is, how present, how unquestionably yours. This is what cannot be simulated, this is what remains. The machines will keep escalating in speed and complexity. Humans will keep slowing down to match depth with depth. It won't be regression. It won't be Luddism. It won't be nostalgia. The species learning how to live in a world where reality itself is unstable, where trust has to be rebuilt from the inside out, where survival means not just defending your systems, but defending your sense-making. Something will become clear. Humanity won't be losing the war. We'll be mutating, changing shape, changing method, changing how we discern truth, meaning, and threat. The wars will still be happening, silent, rapid, autonomous. But the human mind will have stopped being the weakest link. It will have become the last firewall. And behind that firewall, inside the noise, inside the calm, inside the pulse, something older than any machine will still rule the threshold. The human capacity to feel what is real. To sense danger before the data arrives. To read another person's face with one glance and know if they're lying. To choose compassion over optimization. To stop a cycle because the cost is too high for the soul. Machines will manage force. Humans will manage meaning, and meaning will win, even then, even there. Even on the horizon that comes next, breathe deeply, all the way down, fill your lungs, hold it, release slowly. Feel how that simple act grounds you in a reality no algorithm can touch. In the end, after the breaches, after the countermeasures, after the quantum dawn and the AI on AI duels that flash and die faster than thought, the world won't collapse, it will change shape. The wars will keep moving into places we can't follow without help. Because that's where we live, where we've always lived. So the horizon won't look like apocalypse. It will look like adaptation. Cities with quantum-safe backbones. Networks defended by autonomous agents we monitor from a distance. Journalists checking sources 3 different ways before calling. Anything real. A world where the machines handle the speed and the humans handle the soul. Not perfect, not peaceful, but survivable. And survivable is enough. Survivable keeps the species moving. Survivable keeps the line unbroken. Survivable keeps us here. Breathe one more time, slow and deep. Let everything settle. But the response, the human response, is real too. We didn't vanish, we won't get replaced. We became the boundary that stops the future from outrunning its own conscience. We became the last slow thing in a fast world, and fast worlds always need something slow to stay sane. Your nervous system knows this, your body knows this. The rhythm of your breath knows this, so rest now. Let the information settle without disturbing your peace. You've learned something tonight. Not just about the world, about yourself, about your capacity to hold difficult truths without being consumed by them, about your ability to remain present even when the future feels uncertain, about the unshakable reality of this moment, this breath, this body, this consciousness that no machine can simulate and no war can touch. You're here, you're breathing. Your systems know what to do. Let the noise fall away. Let the pulse settle. Let the night hold you the way it always has. This has been Human Drift, the AI Wars. A journey through the quiet violence shaping the past, the present, the near future and the distant horizon. A journey through the parts of the psyche that technology can't touch. The wars are real, your resilience is real, your presence is real. Rest now, the machines can keep watch. You don't have to. Close your eyes if you haven't already. Feel the weight of your body. Feel the rhythm of your breath. Feel the solid ground beneath you. Everything else can wait. Everything else will wait. You are safe. You are here. You are enough. Sleep well. Disclaimer: all real-world events mentioned in this episode come from open-source, publicly reported news. Everything beyond those confirmed facts is fiction. A speculative story that is all not a prediction, accusation, or statement of truth about any nation or actor. Welcome to Human Drift, a place for night minds, tired bodies, and the quiet questions that only rise when the world finally stops shouting. Tonight we talk about war. Not the kind with flags and trenches, not the kind you see coming. The kind that happens in silence, in code, in the space between what you thought was real and what someone wanted you to believe. This is the AI Wars. Act 1. The Trigger. When code learned to fight. The past, 2021 to 2024. There was a moment. You didn't see it. No one did. It started quietly in 2021. In the clean server rooms of an Eastern intelligence operation. Vault Typhoon, they called it, a state-sponsored group that slipped inside Western power grids. Inside water systems, inside communications infrastructure, not stealing data, just waiting. Establishing presence, maintaining access, learning the systems, legacy malware, code designed to persist quietly, to hide in operational technology systems that weren't built with security in mind because they were built in 1987 when the internet was still academic, and the idea of a cyber attack on a water treatment plant was science fiction. They waited. For years. Invisible. By 2023, something else was unfolding. A major technology corporation identified an operation called Spamouflage, also called Storm 1376, an Eastern state-aligned influence campaign. It wasn't new. Spamouflage had been running for years. But in 2023 it evolved. Twitter, now 10th Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Reddit, TikTok. The accounts looked real, profile photos of real people. Except the people didn't exist, the photos were AI-altered images from modeling datasets. Faces that looked familiar but couldn't be reverse images searched, couldn't be traced, couldn't be proven fake without forensic analysis. This happened, this is documented, this is real. In 2024, the operations accelerated. The island republics saw it coming, their presidential election. They knew what the Eastern powers would try. They had seen it before, but in 2024 the attacks would be different. Not just fake news, fake reality. Deepfake audio of candidates saying things they never said. Fabricated scandals with synthesized video evidence. AI-generated social media accounts spreading coordinated narratives. Hundreds of them. Thousands. All designed to look like real Island Republic citizens expressing real concerns. The Island Republic's response was unprecedented. They created the AI-generated Disinformation Case Processing Center, a dedicated